Today we're going to make salmon cakes. Your main ingredient is going to be a can of pink salmon. First thing we want to do is we want to get in our can of salmon. You want to drain off this gunk. What's going to come out of this can is kind of a very unattractive looking mess of fish and skin and bone. Now you can eat all this, but I kind of get rid of the gross stuff, you know? And the meat that I'm going to use to make the patties, I kind of separate it and put it in a bowl. But you're going to have the whole bones in here. And they're soft. You can put this in your mouth and chew it up. It's probably good for you. It's probably more healthy if you just eat everything out of the can. But I don't know. It makes my face go like this. See, there's a little bone in there, but that's all right. I'm going to eat that. No big deal. Crack an egg and throw it in there. This is how professionals do it. Boom, just like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of onion in here. I'm going to have a recipe in the sidebar, and you just kind of adjust it however you want it. Now, bacon ain't like that. You know, when you bake something, you got to be very specific, you know. That's why I don't bake anything. I mean, like cookies or something like that. I eat cookies. My girlfriend makes cookies. I snap my fingers, boom, and I got cookies. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of red pepper in here. And you don't have to use red pepper, but I like it. It adds a little bit of color, adds a little bit of flavor, turns it into a fancy salmon cake. Like the onion, you want to make sure and chop it up nice and fine. Put a little bit of my Creole red pepper. I'm going to put a little fresh ground black pepper. And as much as you want. You know, if it don't taste exactly the way you want it the first time you make it, you know, you adjust it the second time. I want to go ahead and mix it up, you know, and I smash it all together. It looks a little bit like zombie brains, but that's all right. Once I get everything mixed up, I want to tear it into 4 different little balls, you know. So what you're going to end up with is 4 little balls of salmon, and that's what you're going to use to make your cakes with. Alrighty, we want to put our pan on medium heat, put a little bit of oil in there, and let it heat up. You know, you want your oil to be nice and hot. So while that's heating up, I'm going to shape my salmon balls into some little patties, or some cakes. Cake sounds fancier, patty sounds a little lowbrow. But you want to make it like a little hamburger. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my salmon cakes in here. Like to give the pan a good little shake when it gets going so they don't stick. We're going to let them salmon cakes sizzle there in the pan for a little bit. Alrighty, I'm going to check them and see how they're doing. I'm going to go ahead and pick one up, look at it, look at that. That's kind of golden brown, that kind of looks nice. You got to be careful flipping these things, you know. If they bust apart, you know, they're just not going to look as good. You got to be gentle with your salmon cakes, like a relationship that means a lot to you. You got to be careful with this hot pan and this hot stove. But I ain't afraid of cooking, you know. You know, sometimes you're going to splash yourself with oil. You might even get disfigured. The guy that taught me, that guy's all scarred up. You know, when you go into a kitchen and you want somebody to teach you how to cook, you go look for the biggest, scarred up, ugliest, oldest looking guy in there. And you go up to that guy and you say, hey man, show me how to cook. Because that guy knows how to cook. You go in there, it's like some male model guy, looked like he walked out of a J.C. Penney catalog, you know, for the kitchen utilities, you know, selling spatulas and stuff. That guy don't know how to cook. You need a real ugly guy to show you how to cook. Now while this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and mix up my sauce. So let's come over here and put this sauce together. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I spoon a little bit of a yogurt in there, and I'm going to go ahead and squeeze a little bit of Creole mustard. And you know what else I'm going to do as an added bonus, as a special, you know, I'm just pulling this out of my hat. Throw a little dill weed in there. Let me taste that. That's good. Just take me a few seconds to make some fancy pan sauce. Nobody's gonna know that that's just a little bit of yogurt and mustard. Now let's go over here and flip our damn patties and see how they look. Look at that. That looks pretty good. And I didn't use any breadcrumbs in here at all. They got little spots of red in there, a little red pepper. You know, this look delicious. You know, I'm gonna lay these on some mustard sauce. It's gonna be fantastic. Alrighty, there you go, salmon cakes. Got them on top of our mustard sauce there. We got a little bit of broccoli and some fresh sliced red peppers there, and a little bit of mac and cheese. The District of Lucky made a video for homemade mac and cheese, and I gave it a try. And I'm going to have this mac and cheese and the salmon cakes and everything, and camera girl Lisa B and me are going to sit down and we're going to have our dinner. So come on, camera girl, let's go over here. Why are you making me be the camera boy? So there it is. Go ahead and give it a whirl and tell me what you think, and bon appetit.